Double ones. Snake eyes.
Double ones. That's beautiful.
Um, well, the attempt of you breaking free from the frenzy is completely shattered. You have,
Yeah, fuck that. Wreck everything.
with that botch, you are, these guys will have to put you down.
I hope it's into torpor and not final death, but I mean, you know how it is.
Botching the self-control roll means the character remains in a frenzy until the storyteller decides otherwise, and at the storyteller's discretion, she may gain a derangement related to frenzy. What you all hear while you're scamping around, getting CDs, there's a brief respite, as it seems David has calmed down, and then the loudest voice you've ever heard boom from David's lips. You all hid this from me! I can never let you leave here alive!
All right, well, was that desk was from, wooden with Sharpie spear-like objects?
Sure was, and there's certainly some shattered remnants. We're back to combat initiative, and it is your turn to declare, Byron.
Byron's going to grab a wooden stake-like object and go for the heart. And he's going to spend 3 blood points, get up to 6 dex, 6 strength.
Okay. Joseph, it is your turn to declare.
Another blood point for another point of dex, and trying to hide.
Okay, he's definitely not wind vision. You can certainly obfuscate yourself. Especially given how poorly lit this area is, since, you didn't really turn on a whole lot of lights. It's perfectly fine. David, you have received your new directive. You are completely lost in the throes of frenzy.
Beautiful. Quick question. Can people in frenzy sneak attack?
No.
Okay, cool. That makes this a lot better for you guys.
And even if you could, perhaps, like if you ambush them, they're never going to be surprised by you. You are so angry right now and screaming and frothing, you've completely botched, and they hid this from you. This disc that contained, information about your wife, your son, all of your failings, they were going to keep it and preserve it for what? To ruin you?
Those motherfuckers. I thought they were my allies. I thought some of them were my friends.
Byron was supposed to be the patsy, not you!
I need to give them Byron. That's what I've got to do.
It's all Byron's fault.
I need to kill Byron and blame it all on him. And so, what I'm going to do on my turn.
It's worth noting that you can't actually see beyond, the stairwell that you're looking up at, so it's a bit difficult for you to plot your movement accordingly. Right. You can't, run to Byron because you don't know where he is.
Right, so I'm going to be spending another point on celerity. My first turn is going to be running to the top of the stairs and looking around. And my second turn is going to be barreling towards Byron and trying to rip him apart.
Okay. Marcus? Oh, sorry.
And yeah, in his mind, not only was the party going to try to use him as a patsy, Byron was trying to control him. Byron's the patsy.
He did try to command you to do things.
Exactly. So, Byron's got to die.
Okay. In that case, Marcus, it is your turn to declare, and while you can't directly see David, you do hear, Byron!
Well, I'm going to be spending a point on celerity, so there's that. And
Okay.
my first action is going to be going down to the desk and grabbing the steakiest steak out of the pile.
All right.
And then my second action is going to be throw it at Byron's heart.
You already know that Byron, since he declared first, has intentions to go grab a steak from that himself, so you don't need to throw it.
Yeah, but I don't trust Byron to throw it.
You're not gonna be.
There's that.
You're not gonna be throwing it. You're gonna be in melee combat with David.
Yeah,
You can't
I'm
throw
gonna
the
run-
stake into his heart. You have to drive that in with your own hand.
Okay, I'll do that too.
You do that too?
I'll do that. I could no. Knowing what David is trying to do, I can reasonably assume that I have a chance to do this.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you throwing it at Byron. I was just wondering, that's all. Okay.
No,
Yeah, you
I'm
can
not
certainly
trying
try
to
to do it too. I don't have a problem with both of you trying to stake him. I was
I'm
just
not-
mentioning the fact that you're trying to throw a stake at Byron while trying to hit
No.
David with a stake. That's what I was
No,
commenting
I'm
on.
going to try to stake David. The Byron thing was me mispronouncing things.
Stake Byron, throw him down.
Here!
Come on, Kate Beckinsale did it all the time in Underworld, just two-handed.
I mean-
It's easy.
Okay, in that case, it's time to make actions. Marcus, you may move yourself accordingly. You grab one of the shards of the desk that could be serviceable as a stake. David, you come barreling up the staircase into the doorway. And you very much find Byron. Joseph, I think you were just keeping an eye on the situation.
Yeah, spending a blood point to up my dex, but
Right.
otherwise staying obligated.
Byron, you may move yourself accordingly, grabbing that stake from the desk like you had planned.
Where are you going, Byron?
Where are you going?
The desk's over here, bro.
I did. Well, I ran and got it. And can I do that? Pick it up?
Actually, like, readying it for you would take your action. So you wouldn't be able to move
right there,
afterwards. You can move there, or of course you can move anywhere else that's near that desk that's broken, should you so wish.
There, I'll do that. Kind of, maybe there can be a flanking thing. But Byron's
Sure.
really not thinking that far ahead, so.
I was just wondering, like, if you wanted to say not expose yourself to David. Alright, in that case, celerity actions. Marcus, yours goes first.
I'm going to be attempting to stab his heart with the stake.
Right, it's at plus difficulty, and I think you need 3 successes.
I'm going to be how much willpower can I spend on this?
You cannot spend a willpower point in this situation.
Okay. So my specialty in precise will make this double, so it's dexterity plus what? Melee?
Yeah, dexterity plus melee.
I'm trying to find the exact page
It's a difficulty 9. To stake a vampire, an attack must target the heart.
There we go.
Difficulty 9. If the attack succeeds and inflicts at least 3 health levels of damage, the target is immobilized. An immobilized victim is conscious. The rest of that's just telling you the basics. So.
I
Alright.
think if you get at least 1 point, though, you could probably stick it in me and try and force it deeper in future rounds.
Perhaps. We'll actually have to see where this goes from here.
Right.
Go ahead and make your dexterity plus melee.
That's not enough dice.
That is going to be an attack with 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, 4 successes, by the looks of things. No, wait, it's a difficulty of 10. A 9.
Difficulty 9.
Difficulty of 9, which means, sorry, I was thinking out the base of 6, so you actually failed with the stake. So he doesn't even...
Guys.
He doesn't have to attempt to dodge, doesn't have to attempt to do anything.
No. His precise applies here, doesn't it? That 10
understand.
counts as 2 successes.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say that. In that case, we'll say a basic success. In that case, you may choose to abort your action of going after Byron and attempt to dodge this or parry it or block it or whatever.
Are you fucking kidding me? I've got to kill Byron.
Are you fucking kidding me? Marcus has picked up a stake and is trying to drive it in your
true.
heart.
That's true. I'm thinking more in terms of the fact that I can't turn this into a fear frenzy. But yeah, fuck Marcus. Marcus, I thought that you were my friend. I mean, you're not a psychopath or a patsy. What the fuck?
You're just a laid-back guy. I don't get it.
I have to put down a rabid dog.
To
I
abort
trusted you enough to teach you potence, to learn
to
celerity
abort
from you.
a successful willpower roll versus difficulty 7 or the expenditure of a willpower point, which you don't have to do because you automatically succeed on all willpower. The board is
Yep.
successful. You may attempt to avoid this.
And that's athletics plus dexterity, correct?
A dodge is dexterity plus athletics? Yes. You could try to use your own body to... Oh, no, it's not a hand-to-hand bashing attack. So yeah, we'll say dodge.
All right, then. And since I don't get the point from celerity because I am taking multiple actions this turn, here we go. I think that's a dodge.
Let's see.
Because it's difficulty 6, correct?
The defense action is a resisted roll against the opponent's attack roll. I was
If it
looking
doesn't-
for the difficulty to confirm that. I know he had a difficulty of 9 for his attack.
If
I-
the difficulty is not listed, it's presumed to be 6.
Yeah. I just didn't know whether he had to follow the same difficulty in that regard. Does not look to be appear to be a case. In that case, your board is successful, and you manage to, while you don't have the celerity action to use now, you dodge the stake.
Yeah, I think it's difficulty 6 because it wouldn't make much sense for it to be harder to dodge a tricky attack.
Yeah, alright. You're right. Okay, in that case, we're back to declarations again. Byron, you're up.
Yeah, Byron, I don't how much hope that he's actually going to get this, but he's going to try to stake him as well.
Okay, Joseph?
One more blood point for dexterity, and if well, no, it's just going to be waiting for a clean shot at this point now.
Okay, David?
I forget, does spending blood points to boost your physical attributes cost an action?
No, it's reflexive.
No.
You're able to spend up to however many blood points you can spend in a turn.
In that case, I'm going to spend 1 blood point on getting an extra celerity action, spend 2 blood points on boosting my stamina, and try to pull Marcus into a clinch on my first round and bite him on my second.
Okay. Marcus, you are fully aware of the intentions that David has. What would you like to do?
Because, now I'm hungry too.
Jordan's probably thinking about it.
Well,
I'd think about it if I was him.
I'm going to spend a celerity point, so I'm going to try to stake him twice, knowing full well that if I have to, my second one's going to be a botched defense or whatever.
Okay. In that case, actions go accordingly. Marcus, you're the first one up.
No.
You have a 10, which is precise. So you
I also have
actually
two
have
ones.
Yeah, it's just a regular
true.
failure.
Yeah, just a regular failure. All right, you failed the immense difficulty to line the stake up properly. David, your turn to try to clinch Marcus.
Which is strength plus potence plus brawl, right?
Let me check to confirm. It clinches strength plus brawl plus potence.
He's going to succeed in it, I can tell you that much.
Have you seen how many botches David tends to roll here? Come on.
Yeah, how many botches have I rolled this time so far?
You
Well, how
haven't
many
botched
ones have I-
anything. He botched something. I suppose Aaron's totaling up all of his dice.
Oh no, I was just confirming that's the dice pool.
Oh, okay.
It is, right?
Yeah,
So-
strength plus brawl.
Cool. So that's 10 dice for me.
All right. That's just 10 ones, right?
I honestly hope so. I really don't want anyone to die to this frenzy. If someone dies, I hope it's, David. Like,
Chances are you will kill someone here, though.
Right, like out of character, that's what I'm hoping, but I'm going to be trying to kill all of you. Clinch.
Not a single
Well,
one.
he gets an opportunity to do something about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. Would you like to attempt to abort into something? Perhaps block his grapple with the with the stake? Or
Sure, whatever.
you'll have to make a willpower roll versus difficulty 6, or spend a point of willpower, which I will allow you to do should you so wish.
And this would be aborting your celerity action, I believe.
Yes.
I'm just spending a point of willpower.
Okay. You can, let's see here. Using a weapon to block a brawl or melee attack, which I guess this would be, just perhaps the stake can end up pushing off, like, the arms that are the hands
Exactly.
that are
Exactly.
to
You
go.
kind of like pry it off with the stake.
This would be a dexterity plus melee maneuver for you.
I tried to talk using my hands, and I took my hand off of the speak to talk button.
That's fine.
Nope.
1, 2, 3 successes versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are clenched.
I'm
But
also
I think
dead.
I think that reduces the
It certainly does. In that
yeah.
case, that you would only and the first turn the attacker may roll strength damage, so you only have 2 successes to add to your strength damage instead of 5.
Right. And so strength for me is 7 at the moment. So that's 9 dice, which he gets to soak with stamina.
Right, and it's going to be bashing.
Oh, thank God, all those ones.
Your clinch actually fails to do any damage at all.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, Joseph.
Can I get a shot without, can I start shooting without having to worry about hitting Marcus? Probably not.
I will go ahead and say yes. You're a vampire. You can certainly try, but if you botch, you may
Okay,
shoot
then
Marcus.
I'm gonna...
Aim for the head.
You,
Guns still do lethal damage to vampires on headshots.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you knew what the difficulty added to that would be.
I think it's a +2.
yeah, it's a +2.
It's a +2.
It's a +2, and the damage modifier is +1 if this connects.
And it upgrades it to lethal, which
It
is
sure does.
really important. Like, seriously, I'm rooting for you guys here. That hits?
That definitely does hit with a 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, 3 successes. You're in clinch right now, David. I'm probably going to assume that I suppose you could attempt to abort to dodge if you so wished. But you're kind of holding someone, so it would be harder for you to try to dodge this. You
Yeah,
could
I think
voluntarily let go of the clinch, or I would increase the difficulty for you to attempt to dodge to difficulty 8.
with how David views firearms after becoming a vampire, I think that he would honestly see the guy with the stake as the bigger threat.
Perfectly reasonable. In that case, you do not dodge. Roll your damage then, Joseph. You get a
Which would be
+1.
good. Guns damage +1 +3, right?
He rolled 1,
Oh,
2, 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4.
+4. Because there's
Nah,
also 10 there.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
And he
5,
has
6 successes.
no.
minus
It's a
the 1.
difficulty of 8,
Oh,
so he doesn't have
okay.
that many.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot.
Yeah,
About
it's
that. My bad,
it's
my bad.
the weapon's damage +1 +3. That's how many dice you get to roll.
And my stamina is
So 8.
currently at 2.
For
I'm
your damage
assuming it's
roll,
an 8.
yeah. If you that's only a light pistol, then I think it's only 8. Doesn't deal any damage. It grazes right off the head.
Damn it.
Byron, you're up.
Oh, goody. Do you think I'll be able to get behind him and maybe try to stake? That was my intent, is to go stake him. Do you think I can
Certainly.
get behind David?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not that much move.
There's certainly
Yeah,
enough space for you to do so. Go ahead and move the token. This will be a rear attack.
Yeah, you can get the bonus for the rear attack. That's what, +2 dice?
Certainly is.
Yeah, no, that's great. Go for it.
I don't have melee though, so I have to get 10s, as far as I know, unless I get a bonus to that.
9s or 10s, pretty much for you, since it's a difficulty 9. But you do get 2 extra attack dice.
And, you get
And
a
because
-1
there are multiple combatants now that he's engaged in melee, you get an additional 1 die.
Nice.
Well, rather,
I get
and
one
there's
more,
still
then
the
I get
untrained
6 from
penalty at
strength,
least.
2 from behind, and 1 more, so I
See,
get a 9?
let's see.
No, it's dexterity plus melee.
And,
Oh, well,
you don't get a
success.
+1 for multiple opponents. He actually has his difficulties increased by +1 for all of his attack and defense stuff.
Perfect.
It doesn't affect you; it affects him.
That's even better, honestly.
Let's see.
Okay, so
you rolled 2, so yeah, that stake
I
is
have
going
a
to hit.
1 though. So I
Yeah,
only
but
have
you
1.
rolled 2 10s.
Right.
That is going to be a success. David, you may attempt to try to abort, to dodge, which will be successful. I will let you to let go of the clinch if you'd like, but if you want to try to dodge with Marcus, especially considering where Byron is positioned, that would be a difficulty 9 instead of a difficulty 6.
I honestly think that with the degree to which David does not see Byron as, like, a physical threat, even now he would probably still see, the celerity-equipped, combat-trained Marcus as the bigger threat.
All right. In that case, that being said, you get to go straight to rolling damage. You get +2 dice due to the fact that you have struck the heart.
Okay,
for the-
so I have 6 strength. How does this factor in? I'm foggy on the combat rules.
It's your strength +1 from the stake, +1 from your success,
Plus
+1
2,
plus
you
2
struck
because
the
you're
heart.
striking at the heart.
All right, that's 10 then, unless my math is off.
At which I will be resisting with my stamina roll.
Yes.
Come on, lots of 10s.
Looks like just a basic success, because the 2 1s cancel out 2 of the 3 successes.
Does it at
David,
least stick it in me?
it would be. Your stamina to soak is going to be a difficulty 7.
Fuck!
The stake goes in. Byron's going to be able to retain control of that, though. It's certainly not able to lodge at all. It has done no damage to you.
Now, it might be too late since Aaron already rolled, but can I use a lucky point to re-roll that first one? If not, we can move on. It's no big deal.
Oh, go for it. I think that's legit.
It's up to Grimith.
Right.
Because I didn't call it until you failed
I
that,
hope
but I
that
just didn't have
works.
enough time. So
You already know the re-roll, the resisted roll, so that would be kind of a dick move into Aaron, even though Aaron agrees
Either
with it.
way, you
Yeah.
may repeat any 3 failed rolls per story. You did not fail.
fair enough. All right, moving
Fuck.
on then.
Yeah,
In
right.
case, Marcus, we have you aborted, so you don't have your celerity action. David, you can attempt to bite Marcus.
Which is dexterity plus brawl +1, right?
Let's see, dexterity plus brawl +1, and deal strength +1 damage.
I'm actually going to try and put on the kiss. I want to take all of Marcus's blood.
Okay.
I am hungry as fuck right now.
Let's see. Normally I would allow you to make a conscience roll in this situation, but as you have botched your frenzy rolls, it is completely lost to you.
All right. So here we go.
One
That's
success.
a single success. And I think that means that Marcus can now roll to resist the effects of a kiss, right? I think that vampires have that ability.
They certainly do. Any kindred, regardless of willpower, may make a self-control instincts roll in difficulty 8 to avoid succumbing to the kiss. If you wish to spend a willpower point for this, I will allow you to do so.
I'm spending a willpower point.
Okay. You are still able to take actions. Aaron takes 3 of your blood points.
I'm down to 1.
And now Marcus.
I literally don't think I can break free of his clinch.
I want you to, you are in a life-threatening situation and you are hungry. You are in danger. I want you to make self-control roll, difficulty 8, or you're going to frenzy.
I succeed.
Okay. You maintain control of yourself. And we're back to declaring actions. Byron, going to continue to try to stake David?
I am.
All right. Joseph?
Gonna keep shooting. More blood spent.
Okay. Let's see. David, it's worth noting that difficulty was increased for you by 1 there, but since you rolled
Right.
a 9, it did work.
I was aware of that.
All right. You have your blood pool increased by 3 because you drained 3 of Marcus's blood points.
Right.
Woohoo.
Now that I've done that, I'm actually trying to think of what he would do here. On the one hand, someone actually did stab him from behind.
Yep.
On the other, he's already got Marcus right here.
Byron did try to fuck with your head.
He did try to fuck with my head. Is it possible to, in a clinch, try to use the person I'm holding to hit someone else?
I'm not going to allow you to do that, no.
Okay. Can I take the stake?
Marcus's stake, you would have to disarm him.
What's that roll? Brawl plus...
Dexterity
strength?
plus melee, difficulty 1, plus an additional 1 because you're in multiple combat melee, so it'd be difficulty of 8 for you.
And he would get to roll to resist, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm going to be
Well,
spending...
no. Just if your successes rolled, exceed the opponent's strength rating.
Okay. I also am at a second-degree blood bond to Marcus now, correct?
Yes.
Which is another reason why he's breaking off conflict with him. So, yeah, I'm going to spend a point of the blood I just got to take multiple actions, spend 2 more points to boost my stamina up to 6, and I'm going to, on my first turn, try to take the stake, and on my second turn, try to stake Byron.
Okay. And if you fail to take the stake the first time, you just want to try again?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. And Marcus, it is your turn. You are clinched, but he's basically clinching with you too. You can inflict strength damage automatically, or you can attempt to escape the clinch. Or you can, if you want to try to put the stake in him. But it's pretty difficult to try to maneuver in such a way whenever you two are basically grappling one another.
I honestly don't know.
What would be the difficulty of trying to stake me in a clinch?
Since it'd be difficulty 9 normally, I'm pretty sure it exceeds the boundaries of this.
Fair enough.
To escape a clinch, you would have to win a successful strength plus brawl resisted roll. It's worth noting that Aaron's would be 1 difficulty higher, because there's 2 melee combatants.
I would be rolling 4 dice to his 12 or something.
Fuck time, yeah.
You could also try to plant the kiss on me.
You certainly could. You can also inflict...
Probably.
You could also... all you need to do in that regard is make a successful dexterity plus brawl. The accuracy is +1, but you can just attempt to bite him in that regard, rather than just try to drink his blood.
And
Fuck it,
vampire
I'm
bites
thirsty,
do
I'm drinking
aggro
his
damage.
blood.
That's right,
That's
vampire
good.
bites do aggravated damage. He can't soak it.
I'm just gonna fucking bite him.
Okay. Dexterity plus brawl, difficulty 7. One, two, three, -1, so 2, 3 successes.
I also have precise,
4.
so the 10 counts twice.
If precise counts for this, would it?
We'll go ahead and say, no. You're just trying to bite him, rather than try to drive something particularly through his heart.
That's
So-
still 3 successes, though.
4 successes. So if it's a difficulty 7, he's got 4.
Oh, right, I didn't see the 2
Yep.
8s.
You cannot resist this at all. However, you may, David, attempt to abort... No, you're in a clinch. Fuck that. You're not dodging from this shit at all.
Yeah, exactly. I can't do anything to stop this.
Alright, you're dealing strength +1 damage that is aggravated.
Well, plus he gets his bonus successes.
Absolutely. Strength +1 plus,
He's pretty much down.
That's 4 points, right?
4 successes. Was that factoring in all the additional successes that you got for for rolling so well in your attack roll, Jordan?
Yes. I only have 2 strengths.
Oh,
Okay.
you hadn't boosted his?
Not yet, and I haven't had time.
Okay, fair enough.
And you kind of took his blood. That in that case is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 -1. 4 points of aggravated damage. However, because he is frenzied, he does not suffer wound penalties.
I still can't soak it, though.
Right. That is, you're at 3 out of 7 health. You are, in a bad place right now. You are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, you are mauled.
For anyone who
And
knows, Marcus fully intends to Diablerize David now.
Let's see here. David, you're up. You can now attempt to disarm the stake.
Right. So, I am going to roll... You said dexterity plus melee, right? For disarms?
Dexterity plus melee. Difficulty 1, and you're engaged in melee combat with 2 people. This will be a difficulty of 8 for you.
All right. And then he gets an opposed roll on this, correct?
No, it's just whether it exceeds your opponent's strength rating, which it does. In which
Okay.
case, you knock the stake from him.
And does it end up in my hands, or do I have to now pick it up?
Does not say it ends up in your hands. But since you rolled so well, with 3 successes, and -2 strength still left you a success, we'll go ahead and say, yeah, sure, but you're kind of still in a clinch, so it's really awkward.
Right. Then I'm going to either end the clinch if Marcus doesn't try to maintain the clinch, or escape the clinch if he does try to maintain it.
Okay, Joseph, you're free to fire. You're still trying to shoot his head. In that case, that is still 2 successes by the looks of things at difficulty 8.
Yes.
You can attempt to abort. You would automatically succeed in an abort, but you've already said you didn't much care about doing that silly gun. So in that case, go ahead and roll your damage.
Put him down. I said put him down.
That's a single success, which, no, that's more than 1 success. Silly Grimith.
Yeah, damage is still based on 6s.
Sorry, all these fucking numbers mess with my head. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Yep. Which, you may attempt to soak, Aaron.
And, of course, I will.
Difficulty will be 8, because you are engaged in melee combat with 2 people. No.
That's much.
That is 4, that's 4 lethal damage. You are incapacitated. You go down. You let go of Marcus and everything, you fall straight down. Not only that, I think that actually puts you into torpor.
It does.
Yeah, I think that...
Describe that shot then for me, Sean.
Probably right for the eye.
Alright.
Right after most of my throat got torn out.
In that case, the clinch is automatically released. David shrivels up. The frenzy is automatically ended as he completely falls into torpor. And that takes care of this combat situation. You 3 can start interacting with each other. I have a sense of what Marcus wishes to do, and it's up to the other 2 whether you want to do anything yourselves.
Well, at the moment, Joseph's just sitting there with gun at ready, just trained on him, well, not really the 3 of them intentionally, but the 3 of them in general.
Byron just slowly lets go of the stake. Did he lose the stake, or was it Marcus that lost the stake?
It was Marcus who lost the stake. Byron still has his. You could certainly stab Aaron if you so wished. If you don't exactly know the condition, you just know that he was shot in the head after Marcus delivered a very damaging bite.
Yeah, Byron's probably just going to ram that stake right through his heart just to be damn sure. You know,
Fallen David is staked.
That actually could kill
I think
him.
that does enough damage to bring me to final death.
It would have to be aggravated damage, which this is not.
It rolls
Thank
over.
goodness. Yeah, well, I don't know if Byron would have known
Lethal
that.
damage gets upgraded into aggravated damage if there's no...
I would say this would not apply in that case. If only because
really
it's
don't
a
wanna
precise
do that.
attack that'll be for paralyzing your heart.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to bring you to final death. I would have to retract what I did.
Rules as written, that would bring me to final death, though.
Well,
I don't see that in the book.
I think you're taking new water rules, Aaron.
Yeah,
Am
I definitely don't see that in the book. If your character is reduced to incapacitated via lethal damage and you take a further level aggravated, it would have to be such an extreme amount of bashing or lethal that could send you to final death. But he's not severing your body apart, he's not decapitating you, he's just paralyzing you.
I'm going to have to look into that. I thought that once your health was full, additional amounts of damage upgraded lower damage types.
No, you can just constantly kick a vampire while he's down once he's incapacitated. You have to do a lot more than that. It won't automatically roll over. It depends on the severity of the situation. Like I said, if he decapitated you, you'd be final death. If we threw your body in an incinerator, we chopped you up into tiny pieces, if we crushed you under the weight of like a 10-ton brick, yeah, you'd meet final death. If you took any points of aggravated damage at all, you'd meet final death. This is not aggravated.
Okay.
yeah, let's just rule that Byron doesn't do anything that will bring you to final death right now, not of his own volition. And then Byron's just going to say, fuck, 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 and just shake, basically.
Marcus, you've managed to retain self-control. You are not frenzied, but your character is hungry. And also it's worth noting that you do know now that he's 2 steps away to becoming bloodbound with you. Once,
I
he
need
eventually
to
gets out of his
feed.
torpor.
And unless you guys move this thing from my vision in the next 30 seconds, I'm probably going to eat him.
Are you saying that?
Yes.
Okay, then have Byron, did Byron spend so much that he's possibly gonna eat him too? Well, if not, tell Byron to take him downstairs.
I've gone from 9 blood points this to 1 in one session.
Yeah, Byron went from 14 to 5, but his, I think hunger.
All right, Marcus has just delivered his declaration. What do you do?
Well, if Joseph comes over like he's going to hit the body, he'll take the other end and take it downstairs and...
Joseph's not moving. He might very well have his gun trained on Marcus.
Oh, okay. Well, then Byron still has 6 strength. So I think...
Yeah, moving the incapacitated, helpless body of David, not hard at all. You can easily do that.
Right. So I take him and
you could leave the building with him if you so wish. You could just stay in the building. It's up to you.
Taking him back down to the ruined basement, and I'll just try to put a wall between me and Marcus.
Okay.
And the floor.
You've done just that.
And with that done, Marcus is going to leave the building and go hunting.
Okay.
Before you leave the building, I want to make sure that you're, not completely soaked in blood. And if so, see if there's a change of clothes or something.
Marcus doesn't give a fuck right now.
Marcus definitely doesn't care at 1 blood point.
Marcus might just fucking ditch his entire shirt at this point.
That seems perfectly reasonable if he's concerned about the Masquerade. Just strip the shirt off.
I mean, being topless in winter is kind of a big deal, but... Huh?
Come on, he's punk. It's chicken blood. Everyone knows that.
It's just red paint. He's an artist. Duh. I've got a question. Do we have employees here, other than Evelyn?
There certainly are. That's why there's so many desks on the first floor, but it's late at night.
But it won't be tomorrow morning.
Definitely not. But you're in torpor right now, so what the hell do you care?
I'm pointing this out of character.
Good.
We can worry about that kind of stuff later, after, we're not, all half dead.
Okay.
Did anyone actually
Well,
take any damage?
we're all really dead.
You did?
I mean, other than me.
No, you nearly drained Marcus dry of blood, but you're the only one who took damage. Okay, Marcus is going to be spending some time going out to hunt. That's going to be taking him at least 1 hour per. Joseph, you and Byron have a lot of time here before I have Marcus starting to do hunt rolls to check for blood. What do you two wish to do? The laptop is in total ruins. There are other computers here. The first floor was not incredibly devastated, but there is a lot of blood and gore and going, around the basement door and then down to the basement itself. Everything is ruined.
Well, then I'm going to go...
I was just going to say, can we take a really quick break? I got to use a little Venture's room for about
Absolutely.
a minute.
5-minute break here. I think this is a good time, given how the tense situation had just unfolded.